Good morning. It's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm. We're here for another Tuesday talk on the law, and I've got my buddy Brett Bloomston here to talk a little bit about criminal law and what his firm does. Brett, I appreciate you coming on today.
Well, good morning, Facebook world, and thank you, Bernard, for having me on this morning. My name is Brett Bloomston. I do a criminal defense practice here in Birmingham, a very diverse criminal practice. I do everything from city court, DUI practice to federal public corruption and murder cases. So pretty much anything criminal we handle at the Bloomston Firm.
How long have you been in practice, Brett?
I have been practicing, this is my 20th year of practice. The only thing I do is criminal work. So I've dedicated my practice to representing folks that are charged with various crimes in the state and the federal system.
And where are most of your cases? What parts of the state, what type of court systems are you in?
Well, I try to keep my practice focused in North Alabama. I'm in court so much, it's very difficult for me to block off several hours to travel to lower Alabama. But I have colleagues all over the state that I work with on large cases in other parts of the state, but typically Jefferson County, Shelby County, Tuscaloosa County, and up to Madison and Marshall County.
Well, we're in the heat of the summer. I mean, the literal heat. Probably going to push 95 again today. Talk to us a little bit about your experience, about what unfortunate things you're having to deal with this time of the year.
Well, if you talk to any police officers, they're going to tell you that the heat brings out the crazy. And frankly, in the summer months when we're having backyard barbecues and lake parties and things like that, number one concern that comes up is DUIs. Enjoying the backyard drink and 2 or 3 or 5, and same on the lake. We've had a number of BUI cases come recently where the state Marine Patrol is very aggressively enforcing the prohibition of boating under the influence. It carries with it the same penalties as a driving under the influence, and certainly boating is an inherently dangerous activity. Just because you're not surrounded by roadway, you're surrounded by water, and they're very strict in many jurisdictions about the prohibitions of boating under the influence. It's certainly a scary thought to think what could happen with a boat accident caused by drinking and driving. Historically, I've handled several cases of folks being involved in accidents while boating under the influence. And they're typically horrific as far as injuries and what can happen on the water. It's very dangerous.
It seems to be that there's more and more of those being put into the news, I guess, to help spread the word as a deterrent.
Sure. There has not, my advice typically to any folks that are planning on enjoying alcoholic beverages at things such as Sloss Fest this weekend, or their backyard barbecues or parties, is to Uber. I've been asked before, well, Brett, you do DUI work. Uber cuts into your business. I would just as soon give up having drunk drivers on the road. I will represent those unfortunate folks that get in trouble for it, but I would much rather people be safe and get home from those activities safely by using a ride-share program. Unfortunately, they don't have a boating Uber yet, but maybe we could come up with one and get in on it.
That may be the next idea.
Get in on it.
Let's talk about, you just touched on Sloss Fest is this upcoming in Birmingham this weekend. In addition to folks using Uber as opposed to driving and potentially getting themselves in trouble, what are some other tips that you may have for folks who are going to attend that concert and not get themselves in trouble?
Sure. Any public gathering, any of these music festivals. I was recently out at Oak Mountain Amphitheater for a concert, and their police present that you can see with uniformed officers is tremendous, and that's good. It keeps people from being drunk and disorderly and whatnot. But any of these outdoor venues, outdoor concerts, including the Sloss Fest, people must be aware that there are also undercover police officers. And their purpose is also to curb, blatant violations of criminal law. Specifically, it's not a good place to pull out a joint and smoke marijuana or to try to sell or distribute drugs at any of these venues. I warn folks all the time, Alabama will be the last state to legalize marijuana, and we may not be alive when that happens. We are not a progressive state when it comes to recreational marijuana use, and although there are many, many people who use it in Alabama, it's still very illegal, and even the most minute amount of marijuana is a criminal charge.
Let's shift about 60, 70 days from now. What happens? College football season starts. Would you have the similar kind of advice to folks going to the games on campuses as they would be going to these concerts?
Absolutely. For example, the University of Alabama's campus police have, in the last several years, really ramped up their public intoxication, their indecent exposure, which is what they will charge folks for urinating in public, and disorderly conduct charges. They're very aggressive now. The campus is very keen on trying to keep their reputation as a wholesome family place on Saturdays. So they are being very aggressive with that type of thing. My advice to anyone is moderation in everything. And, why spend good money on a concert ticket or a football ticket just to get so drunk that you're causing yourself trouble? Right. And again, what we do at my firm is not cheap. Representing someone in a criminal case, because there is so much riding on a conviction, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of preparation, a lot of lengthy legal work. So unfortunately, a bad decision for not calling Uber or getting drunk it's going to cost you a lot of money. So I just assume folks keep their money. I'm not in a business. Yeah. I provide a service, and it's not about making money for me. It's about representing those unfortunate folks that do get in trouble. But if you can prevent it, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Well, along those lines, tell the folks how they can get in touch with you. What's your phone number, website, those kind of things, if they have questions about these issues.
Absolutely. The Bloomston Firm is located in 5 Points South, and we have a wonderful website. It's very informative, has good information, and some historical cases that I've worked on. It's www.thebloomstonfirm.com. And our phone number here is 205-212-9700.
Brett, I appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks, Bernard.
Talking with us a little bit.
Take care.
This is Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm. Of course, you can always reach us at nomberglaw.com or 205-930-6900. We'll be back next Tuesday talking about an area of employment law with local attorney Dan Bernick.
Have a safe summer, everybody.
Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and